Hi Cancer, welcome. So Cancer, this is going to be a reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual messages and then I'm going to go into the you versus them love reading. I am time stamping this February because that's when I'm recording it, but my readings are actually timeless. So whenever you find this, that's when it's for you. So wow, holy cow, where to even begin? Whoa. Let me just say this, the preparation for this reading was intense and I almost didn't do the reading. When I was meditating for the overall energy for Cancer, I was just getting a lot of emotional type of energy. I don't know if we're in a Mercury retrograde. I don't think that we are, but it definitely feels retrograde-y energy to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's hiccups in your plan, delays, you know, things glitching on you, just weird. It's just like a weird vibe. It also feels frustrating, moody. You may feel like, you know, you're having ups and downs, or like one minute you're fine, the next minute you're not, like, you know. Yeah, that's the best way I could describe this energy for you, Cancer. So this should be a really interesting reading. Let's get into it and see. And I just noticed that my dog opened my door. And he's gonna start barking now. Doc, come here. See what I'm saying about like this weird energy? Very disruptive too. So I actually tried to record this reading 3 times. And one of the times my phone cut it off. And then the second time I couldn't find the right vibration, and if I'm not in a good vibration, I don't like to read cards, so I had to wait. And then now I'm finally ready, and Mr. Doc, hey dude, Doc, come here. Doc, come here, boo-boo. Come here. He sees a dog out the window. I'm gonna have to get him. Hold on a second. Let me go grab my dog and I'll be right back. No, sir. Hey, just in case you guys needed a little extra happiness today, isn't he cute? Look at him. He just got a bath. Oh, he's distracted. He sees a puppy. Oh my gosh, he wants to attack the puppy. It's not in here. It's outside the window. Ay, ay, ay. And there he goes, barking in the background. I'm wondering if like I should cut this part out, but honestly, this goes so well with what I was feeling already. And I don't believe in coincidences. And so what he's barking at is another dog got loose outside. I'm watching the owner chase this dog right now. And then there was another lady walking her dog, and then the dog that got loose was running after the lady who had her dog on a leash. Everybody's fine. It appears they're fine, but that's why. This is exactly what I'm feeling, y'all. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Don't worry, it's just a glitch. Okay, this is just a moment in time. This is not going to last forever. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see what the cards also have to say. Yes, yes, yes. You have the card of Pisces. Now, some of you may be connecting with Pisces energy. You might also be connecting with Scorpio energy, because I felt a lot of that same similar energy in the Scorpio read. If you have Scorpio in your chart, definitely check that out. But you have this energy is your crown, which is very emotional, but it's also healing. It's also empathic. It's also intuitive. It's very spiritual energy, but it could have you feeling like you want to escape your emotions or escape a moment in time or just get a breather. You know what I mean? Then you have the card of existence, rebirth, and fighting. So I'm getting a song with this, and it is Reba McEntire. She says, "Is there life out there?" Do you guys know that song? Super old country song. She's done what she should she do what she dare? She doesn't want to leave, she's just wondering if there's a life out there. Okay, so that song is about, and don't come for me about my singing, okay? It's how I read. That song is about somebody who has done what was expected of them their whole life and then is finally making a decision to do what they dare instead, to see if there's life out there, to basically follow the beat of their own drum. And so Cancer, maybe you've gotten into this habit, right, of like doing things because you're told to, because you feel obligated to, you know, showing up for other people, but not really truly showing up for yourself in the way that you deserve it. And I do feel, because there's that strong mothering energy that comes with this Cancerian vibe that you guys bring, even if you're a masculine, just this very caring type of vibe you bring. People do often depend on you for that, right? So who can you depend on? And also, how often do you flow that love to yourself? Because some of you are in need of flowing that love to yourself. You have the card of rebirth and fighting. So this card is talking about transformations and changes, and it's paired with the card of fighting. So there could be some change here that maybe you're having a little internal battle with yourself about, maybe because it does involve other people, or because it's something that's daring, or that you would be doing simply for you, not for anybody else, hence the song that just came through. And so, really interesting vibes here to get us started. Let's see where this is headed for you, Cancer. Let's see what else we have coming through. I used to be like the biggest Reba McEntire fan. Okay, I actually grew up listening to mostly country music right now. Well, in my older years, what am I? I'm middle-aged. Nowadays, I like a variety of music, but I grew up listening to country and bluegrass. And so Reba was like, you know, it for me. And here's a little fun fact. I can sing the entire song of Fancy on key, every word. Yeah, with my eyes closed in my sleep. Do you guys know the song Fancy by Reba McEntire? Well, I remember it all very well. Looking back, was the summer I turned 18. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Oh yeah, oh yeah, get me on karaoke to that song. Woo, gonna light it up. I'm gonna light it. What's funny is I don't look like I would sing country very well, but I actually am pretty decent at it. Anyways, enough about me. ADD. I just had to share that with you guys. Okay, here's the cards. We gotta lighten the mood somehow, you know what I mean? Okay, so we have Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. There's that 7 of Swords. Dang, this 7 of Swords keeps showing up. This is also reminding me somewhat of the Libra reading. Check out Libra if you have that in your chart. But it's a sense of like the familiar showing up and doing what's familiar to you, and yet being at this precipice of change where, you know, change may be calling your name, but oftentimes, even though we want change, we often resist it because a lot of us live in our comfort zones. We like what we like what we know, we like what's familiar. And so going out into the unknown or trying new things can seem daunting, you know. But sometimes it is necessary. In fact, it's always necessary, because you can't stand in place your whole life, and you're not going to live a very happy, fruitful life if you do that. Although it may be comfortable and safe, it's not going to ring all your bells. So sometimes it is about putting yourself out there and being ready for some sort of change. I feel like, you know, when it comes to your emotional life, you know, or family in particular, that is also being highlighted right now as something that is valuable or important for you, or for you to pay attention to. But there's this also this weird 7 of Swords showing up in the background. And so I would definitely want to, no. I want to see what that is, but not with a million cards. Let's just get a few cards here. Sorry. A few cards. 7 of Swords. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Some people, you know, sometimes people don't want you to believe that you can stand on your own 2 feet, or that you should go your own way, because it serves them if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, people can only give you, just keep this in mind, Cancer. When people are weighing in, okay, even those closest to you, on what you should do with your life, your relationship, your job, whatever, most of the time, they're gonna give you the advice that most benefits them in the long run. Not necessarily the advice that most benefits you. And they're also going to give you advice from a place of what they think is possible, but maybe not what you think is possible, right? And so there's a caution here, Cancer, around listening to others over your own intuition. Look, you've got the Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess in the reverse, which is not listening to your intuition, not believing in your own self-sufficiency. And why are you doing that? You know, is it because of the past, something that's happened in the past that made you doubt yourself? Is it because of others kind of pulling you in other directions, or some sort of conflict between what you want versus what other people want out of you, right? So let's go further and see. Cancer. I have a video of me doing karaoke on my tarot Facebook. It's fun, right? It's fun to get out and do a little singing. Okay. The Lovers came out in the reverse. 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers, the 2 of Pentacles. So it just seems like everything's up in the air right now. Things might be up in the air with your partner or a friend, or, you know, somebody significant in your life, or it may feel that way. It's like all you really want is for that support that you so freely give, you know, other people. And when you don't feel like it's coming back, it feels, you know, off to you and off-putting. And yet I feel like there's this swallowing of that when you don't need to swallow that. You don't need to accept that as the final and end result, right? Like, you have choices here, Cancer, and don't forget that. Don't forget that you are the one choosing for yourself, right? So I do feel, again, that back and forth, but I also feel choices. So what else? We've got the Devil, the World, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's this sense of like, I don't know what to do type of vibe, mental exhaustion, maybe emotional, you know, exhaustion as well. It's just like, it feels to me like constantly fixating and ruminating and fixating and ruminating and running something through your thought space until it just completely exhausts you. And it's like you're trying to figure something out, but the more you dig, the more you think about it, the more you focus on it, the messier it gets, the harder it is to, you know, feel out your own intuition here. And that's your sign, right? Most people think that if they think about a problem for an extensive period of time, they'll arrive at the solution. But most people don't understand law of attraction. And when you focus on a problem, you just grow the problem. There is a never-ending thought train that will come with it. And then before you know it, you're not just thinking about that problem, you're thinking about that problem and that problem and that problem and that memory of when that went bad. And now you've done a number on yourself, right? And it doesn't really resolve anything. And that's because it just doesn't work like that. You have to back away from whatever this is that you're fixating on and leave it alone, okay, in order for the clarity, the insight, the solution to come to you, right? Because you cannot be in the state of asking and receiving at the same time. You guys, your mind is like equivalent to a walkie-talkie. And you have higher guides, but you also have your higher self and source that is always answering. But you got to be able to hear it, right? So here's how the walkie-talkie of the mind works. You send out a question or a request, could be literally something you're asking, and or you're looking at a problem, and through that focus on the problem, the asking is done. Doesn't matter how you do it. And then in order to get the answer, you've got to leave it alone. You got to quiet your mind. You got to move on with your day, and whoop, the answer comes in. Otherwise, it's like calling somebody, right? You know, or say you're calling Spirit and you're talking, and you're saying, why aren't you answering? And Spirit is saying, you gotta put your receiver down before we can talk. You know, you can't talk at the same time, right? Is this making sense to you? Like, in order for you to get the reception of the person on the other end of the walkie-talkie, you gotta shut up for a minute, right? You gotta take your hand off the button. And that's equivalent to, you got to stop thinking about it. You got to stop dwelling on it. You got to stop fixating on it. You got to back away from it. Put the walkie-talkie down. Put the thought process down. And chill out. And then all of a sudden, like a light bulb going off, maybe later that day, maybe the next day, depends how long you, how much resistance you put there before you hear the answer. But you will inevitably get the answer. You always do. Even without understanding how this process that I just explained works, you've always somehow chilled out enough, usually after you've struggled for longer than you needed to. But eventually you do finally give up, and then the answer comes. Isn't that wonderful? It's the process of surrender that brings what you want to you, not the process of pushing, okay? It is in the art of surrender that all things come to you. And you cannot surrender and fixate at the same time. So you have to make a choice. And so the encouragement here is to surrender. Not surrender what you want, but surrender your need to dwell on it anymore. Knowing that the universe has heard you and has the wherewithal to provide you the answers that you have so asked for. And it is on its way to you, okay? Wow, wow. Let me see if I can get a guidance card here, and then we're going to go to the you versus them. Yeah, it's almost like you got to get fed up, or, you know, before you truly just say, F it, you know. Whatever... Que sera, sera. Whatever comes will come. Whatever will be, will be. I'm not going to wrestle this to the ground in my mind anymore. And watch how the energy smooths out for you. Let's see what the guidance is then for you, Cancer. Oh, there's that song again. Is there life out there? My attention to unwanted can't defy the law of attraction. Card number 37. If your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, no matter what it is, and you're no longer offering a chronic thought that is an opposition of what you're wanting, then what you want must come to you. But you cannot continue to keep alive within you vibrational patterns of what you do not want and receive what you do want at the same time. It will defy the law of attraction. Wow, that's exactly what I was just saying, but in different words. So there's that same message there for you again. Super interesting start to the reading. I can't wait to see what's up next. So we're going to go into the love portion here. Stay tuned. I'll be back in just a second. And welcome back. All right, now we're going to go into the you versus them love reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep an open mind. It could be about an intimate partner or an ex, of course, but it could also be about family, friend, coworker, you name it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's get into it. So you have the card of projections, and this person has the card of mortality. So projections, to me, when you get this card, it could be that you're mirroring, you know, or projecting your own feelings onto this person, onto the situation, which is really tricky, but yet very common, you know, in relationships. In fact, really all of the world is a mirror, but nobody mirrors us quite like those that are up close and personal to us. And that could be really difficult, because sometimes when people mirror back, you know, behaviors, or they're acting out in certain ways, we want to disidentify with that and say, not me, not me. I would not act like that. I would not handle that. But the thing is, if you're observing that behavior, or even worse, you're on the opposite end of it, you are somewhat a match to that energy, okay? There's some sort of relatable point here for you to understand. And relationships have this ability, though, to make us go way deeper into ourselves than we would ever consider, because relationships matter, don't they? Of course they do. So this person has the card of mortality, which to me is about endings, transformation, change, which I felt that in the spiritual reading, so they could be going through some of their own changes, you know, at the moment. So let's see, we're going to look at the recent past and what led up to the now. And then we're going to look at how you perceive each other, how you genuinely feel underneath it all, and most likely outcome. So recent past, the wheel. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay, I was going to put that back, but I'm going to read it just as it came out. So to me, the wheel talks about divine timing, karmic lessons, and it's paired with the Four of Pentacles. So there is this reminder here, or a lesson, I don't really like that word, but around, you know, letting go, Cancer, and knowing when to let go, knowing when you've done your due diligence or when you've done enough. And some of you, you know, may struggle with that, never really wanting to give up, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, if it's throwing you through a curveball, think about it. But I also want to say it's a very stubborn energy showing up as well here. It's like stubbornly holding on to something that served its purpose, okay? Then you also have the Ten of Cups. So again, here's that card of family, love, emotional fulfillment, and there looks to be some shakeups around that arena, or some changes coming through. But actually, these changes are going to give you clarity, going to give you peace of mind as far as what your next chapter is, what your next step is. So I feel like in the spiritual reading, there was a lot of contemplation, but not a lot of clarity. And in the love reading, I actually feel that clarity coming through. So, you know, I try not to put timelines on my reading, but I would say this is in either the present or the near future here. Cancer, even though it's showing up in the recent past, some of you could have just recently gotten clarity. Okay, I do want to say that. But there's some sort of shakeup showing up here. So let's see what's going on in this person's recent past. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. What in the world? The cards keep wanting to come out like that. Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like this person has been very self-focused, focused on their, you know, what they've got going on, what's right in front of them, thinking about their future, investing in things that are important to them, especially things that they're committed to. I feel like also that there's a payoff here for this person too. So if they've been patient, if they've been waiting, there is a payoff here, a reward, if you will, from their hard work or something that they have been waiting on patiently. Okay, so good news coming in for them. And then let's see how you perceive each other now in the present moment then. How do you see this person? Cancer, the Devil, 9 of Wands. Ooh, what the heck? You know, when I got this card combination out, I do feel like the first word that I got was self-centered, but I changed it. I also got the word self-focused, meaning I feel like this person feels like they're focusing on themselves in a positive way, but I feel like it's being viewed by others, or maybe you, that it's in a selfish or like a self-centered way. Like, you know, you're doing all of this for you, not us, or not we, you know, or that could be how they see you, or, you know, because it could be vice versa, but not seeing this person in a super positive light at the moment. You have the Devil, the 9 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and it does feel like to me like I don't even know where to begin with this. I keep getting the word self-centered, so I don't know if like that's being accused of you, or you being accusing someone or something like that. But I can't get away from that word. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm getting like kind of some nasty energy here, especially I might have some Cancers that are watching this that are currently like pissed off. Some of you, you know, are maybe in a better space, but I'm just gonna tell you exactly what I feel, you know, like the nicest way I could say it is self-centered. Like, I feel like, oh gosh, I don't know how to say this. It seems like there's a heavy fixation on like what this person is doing with their time, but not in a healthy or not in a good way. In a there's a very demeaning tone to this. There is, there could be a sense of rejection around this. There's definitely having the guard up or your guard up. It's not healthy. Because you cared in a way that this person didn't return, or because in the spiritual reading I was talking about how you always kind of give to others, maybe even overextend yourself, and so you don't. It's a sense of like, I always consider everyone, or I always consider you, and I don't get that in return, or you only consider yourself. They're giving me the song, baby, you should go and love yourself. This is intense. I mean, I was expecting it because the energy was super weird when I meditated, but I really wasn't expecting it to be all this. I honestly can't tell you what I actually heard because I don't feel like it's helpful, but there's some nasty words that came through. The World, the Nine of Cups, the Five of Cups. How do they see you? Whoa, come on. This is like the millionth time. Yeah, I feel like this person may be avoiding you if they have a guilty conscience or if they're feeling guilty. Like they want to avoid, you know, explaining or having to be accountable, or like they want to avoid feeling emotionally drained. So say if this person knows that you're feeling some kind of way, as opposed to like address you directly, I feel like this person would prefer to avoid. And I do feel like when they see you, Cancer, they interestingly enough, like they see you as a successful person and that you've come like full circle or come a long way, but at the same time there's like this escapist type of energy here, or an avoidance going on. And I heard what you got going on, or something about what you got going on. Don't mind my dog. Like, isn't this par for the course? My dog is going nuts. There's a kid on his bicycle, and he's just hanging out in front of my house right now, not moving. Excuse me, small child. Can you please go away? My dog is barking. Maybe I should open my window and yell that out. That would be wrong. I would never yell at somebody else's child. I don't ever yell at even my own children. But like for real, go ride your bike somewhere else. Okay, how do you feel about this person underneath it all, Cancer? How do you feel? The Lovers, the Knight of Cups. Wow. Oh my gosh. No wonder you're so like feeling some kind of way, because you love this person. You feel super connected to them. You want to give your love and adoration and caring to this person. So what is the holdout then? Let's see their energy. Because, you know, we never get more disappointed in people than the people we love the most. Because you know what? If you don't care about somebody, they don't have the power to disappoint you. You know what I mean? Like if you're having a birthday party and you invite your bestest friend, and then also somebody you just met the other day, and the person who you met the other day cancels, you'd probably be like, oh, okay, whatever. But if your bestest friend doesn't show up to the party, you're going to feel disappointed. Disappointment is a sign of love. That means that you love that person or you care, you know, and because relationships are double-sided, that means relationships have the ability to bring you great joy, but also great pain. And that's kind of the contract that you sign when you sign up for relationships, right? Connections, friendships, you know, it's a weird way that it works, but I feel like the reason that there's this disappointment, to say at the very least, some of you just pure outright anger, you know, is because you do love this person. You do care. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't be upset. Did you see that? The cards just did it again. Let's see how this person is feeling. So they're going through huge changes. Tower, death and rebirth, the Page of Cups in the reverse, and the Strength card. Yeah, I've heard a strong holdout. So I feel like this person is going through their own endings, new beginnings, their own changes, their own, you know, internal expansion as well, which is kind of making them a bit closed off, because this card in the upright is like being open to others, being open to understanding, being open to connection, and this is like the shut off valve. So I feel like this person is not open right now because there is a lot of going on with self-work, I feel. But there's also pride here with the Strength card that may get in the way. It could be that their pride, they could be somebody who doesn't like to say sorry because of their pride. So as opposed to address things, they just avoid them. Now, there's a few zodiac signs that will address you to your face. No avoidance. And you're one of them. And you already knew I was going to say you. Sagittarius is pretty blunt. My Aries folk. Cancer. Okay, you tend to be very direct, right? Especially when it comes to how you feel. You know, and I feel like this person has speculated, you know, about how you feel, or, you know, if you put your guard up, they've speculated about that and, you know, what they've done to create that. So I don't feel like this person has no moral compass or conscience or anything like that. I just feel that they're avoidant in some ways, in lots of ways. Let's see where this is headed. Most likely outcome. Ace of Pentacles. King of Swords. Oh. I got a Whitney Houston now. It's the Heartbreak Motel. Does anybody remember that song? You said you'll be here by 9. I have to pause because this is not like typically how my messages come through, but I just want to say that sometimes you got to accept people for what they show you, not who you know they can be or who you want them to be. And, you know, as a water sign, because you love so deeply, that can be a fault for you. Where you give and you give and you give, and maybe even without even expectation of return, but yet it still feels slighted, you know, when it isn't. And you just want to stay committed, you want to stay loyal, but there is no more important person to be loyal to on this planet than yourself. And so you got to ask yourself some deeper questions. Is this me respecting me? Okay. Where am I giving myself away? Maybe I need to pull my power back. Is this me loving me? If I was giving me advice as if I was my own best friend, what advice would I give myself? And would I take my own advice? See, we get trained so early in life that how other people feel is what matters the most. And how we feel should be subservient to that. But the reason we were trained that is because it served the people who were training you to be that way. It's like somebody saying, don't selfishly do that for yourself. selfishly do, or, you know, don't selfishly do that for yourself. Do this for me, as I selfishly ask you to give up your needs to satisfy mine, right? So it's a mixture of trained behavior and learned behavior. But yes, you do want to care about others. I'm not saying, yeah, just screw everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my message at all. That's not the message here at all. I'm saying consider yourself first priority and everybody else after that, you know? Because first of all, you don't have any love to give others if you're not giving it to yourself anyways. But also, you know, just be your own best friend first and you can't go wrong. Because I do feel harshness here, and I feel hurt feelings. I feel judgment. I feel ego, pride, all of that in the way here. And it could be coming from you, could be coming from them, could be steaming from the both of you at this point. I don't really know, but it's like, as opposed to sort out, you know, how somebody else feels, sort out how you feel and how you're honoring or dishonoring yourself in the situation. You know, life becomes much more simple when you take other people out of the equation when it comes to decision making, and you don't make it about, how would this person feel? How would this, how would I feel about me at the end of the day? And listen to your own emotional compass, Cancer. The Empress, let's see their most likely outcome. The Ten of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Ten of Cups. Okay, so this person's over here just trucking along, taking care of, they're definitely prioritizing themselves. And again, that may be viewed by you as selfish, but you know, that's because you're not prioritizing yourself. Because if you were prioritizing yourself and feeling as good as you could feel and loving yourself, you would not even care, you know, what another was doing, or you would not take it personal. Have you ever been in a state of bliss, maybe because you're on vacation and it's like everything could go wrong, but you're not letting it ruin your day? That's what it, like, that's what it really feels like when you love yourself. Like, nothing can ruin your day. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this person is prioritizing themselves, what's important to them, their foundation, the things that they're working on, projects that they have, family, getting their rest, healing. This person is, you know, they've got a lot of love to give, and that's a priority for them, but they're not letting like outer situations sway them in the way I feel you being kind of pushed around in the energy, right? Which is just a blip in the radar. This is not forever. Like, I just feel this person in a more stable place, but yes, they are avoiding things. You know, they could be avoiding conflict, by the way, too. So if you're kind of an emotional train wreck, or they think you're going to be that way because they are wanting to stay in their good feeling space, they may actually avoid, you know, you. Oh, I hope you guys know I'm just the messenger. I'm not in the rightness or wrongness of anything. I'm just telling you what I see. But some of you definitely feel wronged by that. Like, I keep hearing MFer. You mother. I know not all of you cuss, and this is for thousands of people, so take what resonates with it. That's what I was feeling. I don't have a lick of Cancer in my chart either, so this definitely is not about me. But Yeah, I want you to go back to the spiritual reading and re-listen to that, because I feel like the spiritual reading is literally talking about how to get to the solution when it comes to this. And I feel the guidance is the same, and that is to kind of back off of it, surrender it, let it go for a moment so that you can get some clarity, and come back to it when you're feeling better. So let's see what the guidance is from the law of attraction. Attempting to control others attracts more to be controlled. It's easy to understand how you would come to the conclusion that your path to feeling good is through influencing or controlling the behavior of others. But as you attempt to control them through influence or coercion or through emotion, you discover that not only can you not contain them, but your attention to them brings more like them into your experience. You simply cannot get to where you want to be by attempting to control or eliminate the unwanted. Wow, powerful card. Card number 16. This is talking about that the solution to you feeling good is not through a change in behavior from this person, because you don't have any control over that. The solution to feeling good is to not make it about them at all, but rather to make it about you. And ask yourself, where am I honoring myself, and where am I giving my power away? Wow, holy crap, what a deep reading. Thanks for sticking in there with me. This is a long one. Zodiac signs you could be connecting with or have in your own birth chart. I have Taurus, I have Leo, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Aries, Libra, Gemini, Scorpio again, Capricorn, Taurus, and Sagittarius. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it is a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments, and I definitely read all of them. So definitely leave me a comment. Let me know how this resonated with you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Also check me out on Facebook and Instagram, all of it linked below, as well as in the About section. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.